President Biden's first NATO summit as president is underway in Brussels. CBS 4 Washington correspondent Anna Wernicke is live now with a look at the president's agenda.
Good evening. That's right. President Biden is in Brussels today at the NATO headquarters. This is his second stop in his three-stop trip overseas in Europe, and there's a lot on the agenda to discuss this week. Everything from China to climate change and, of course, Russia.
NATO is critically important for U.S. interest.
In Brussels on Monday, President Biden reaffirmed America's commitment to its NATO allies.
The U.S. commitment to Article 5, the NATO treaty, is rock solid and unshakable.
Biden met with European leaders Monday morning to discuss how NATO should adapt to new challenges, including cyber attacks, climate change, and growing threats from China and Russia.
Russia and China are both seeking to drive a wedge in our transatlantic solidarity. We're seeing an increase in malicious cyber activity.
Our relationship with Russia is at its lowest point since the Cold War.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg says the leaders agreed they want to tackle these challenges diplomatically.
Keep our defenses strong while remaining ready to talk.
The Biden administration already imposed sanctions against Moscow over several past cyber attacks. Russian President Vladimir Putin denied those allegations in an interview with NBC News on Monday.
We have been accused of all kinds of things, election interference, cyber attacks, and so on and so forth. And not one time did they bother to produce any kind of evidence or proof.
And President Biden is set to meet with Putin face-to-face on Wednesday in Geneva. The last time that these two met face-to-face was 10 years ago when Biden was serving as vice president and Putin was prime minister. Live in Washington, I'm Anna Wernicke. Back to you.
Yeah, Anna, real quickly, is President Biden seeking the advice of any foreign leaders on how to address Mr. Putin during this summit?
Yes, the White House actually did say that last week when President Biden was at the G7 summit, he did get some advice and some input from the German chancellor. We're also told that it came up during a tea with Queen Elizabeth. But there's a lot of preparation going into this conversation that's happening on Wednesday. A lot of pressure from President Biden, and we're told that he's spending a lot of his mornings this week preparing for that meeting and meeting with his advisors and senior officials.
All right. CBS 4 Washington correspondent Anna Wernicke, thank you.